Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the wildest dystopian action films of 2025, Edgar Wright's The Running Man, starring Glen Powell in a role that's equal parts tragic, heroic, and absolutely unhinged. This isn't just an action movie. It's a neon-drenched nightmare about surveillance, media manipulation, and a society so addicted to violence that it cheers on human hunting like it's Sunday night football. But beneath the explosions and witty edits, this film asks a haunting question. If a society loses the ability to tell truth from entertainment, what happens when entertainment becomes the truth? Let's break down the movie scene by scene, explore the deeper themes, and unravel its unexpectedly controversial ending. The film opens with a long, eerie, single-take shot through the slums of future America, known as Slumside. Drones buzz overhead like mechanical vultures. Neon ads flicker warnings about low-credit citizens. And everywhere you walk, screens stare back at you. Literally, every TV has biometric scanners. Every camera feeds data to a central system. Every citizen is evaluated in real time like a rating on Rotten Tomatoes. And the government doesn't exist anymore. The entire country is run by one corporation, Freevee, the entertainment state. Part streaming service, part police force, part dictatorship. And living inside this nightmare is Ben Richards, a man with permanent frustration etched across his face. Glen Powell plays him with this simmering energy, like a man who's been told no so many times that anger becomes his whole personality. Ben used to work industrial maintenance, but after he refused to ignore safety violations that could have killed dozens of workers, he got fired for caring. And because he challenged authority, his ID was partially revoked. In this world, losing your ID is like losing your existence. You can't get a job, can't buy travel, can't access healthcare, can't even walk into certain neighborhoods. Ben comes home to his tiny apartment where his wife Sheila works impossible hours as a waitress/hostess, a job the movie heavily implies is exploitative. Their infant daughter is sick, coughing uncontrollably, needing medicine that costs more than they earn in a month. This first act is heartbreaking. Wright lets the camera linger on Ben's desperation. The long lines, the rejection voices, the humiliating scans. You feel the world crushing him. And then comes the final blow. At a clinic, he's told the medicine his daughter needs is behind a paywall, a premium membership tier of healthcare. That moment breaks him. With no options left, Ben takes a dangerous step. He crosses the guarded border into Co-op City, the neon utopia of the wealthy. Think Blade Runner meets Google headquarters. Floating screens, automated stores, holographic influencers, and everywhere, citizens cheering at TV screens like disciples at a digital church. This is where Freevee headquarters stands, a mega-structure decorated like a theme park for sadists. Inside is Dan Killian, the cold, calculating CEO who smiles with perfect white teeth and speaks with the calmness of a man who's ruined thousands of lives and slept like a baby afterwards. And the crown jewel of Freevee's empire is Target, the Running Man, the world's #1 reality show. A blood sport, a sport of desperation, a spectacle of suffering. Every citizen watches it, every child knows the contestants, every grocery store plays reruns. Freevee's charismatic, menacing host, Bobby T, introduces the contestants, people so poor or desperate that they volunteered to be hunted by professional killers for 30 days. Survive, and your family gets $1 billion new dollars. Lose, and your death plays on primetime. Killian looks at Ben, angry, strong, desperate, and decides instantly, he's perfect. Despite knowing the odds, despite knowing the system is a lie, Ben signs the contract. Not because he wants fame, not because he wants revenge, but because he wants his daughter to live.
Ben's identity is wiped. His face is plastered on screens nationwide. The countdown begins, and the hunters are released. Edgar Wright turns the next 40 minutes into a kinetic chaos ballet. These scenes are insanely choreographed. Whip-pan camera movements, sudden comedic cuts, pounding soundtrack, overlay graphics showing stats and audience reactions. Ben runs through sewers, rooftops, tunnels, neon-lit streets. And the hunters? Each is a cartoonish monster. Zigzag, a blade-wielding acrobat who treats killing like a parkour routine. Skullcrack, a shotgun-toting brute who walks like a one-man tank. Halo, a sniper with cybernetic implants turning her into a death factory. And the worst enemies? Regular citizens, people who watch the show so obsessively that they view Ben as a villain. Civilians chase him with bats, knives, their own cameras, trying to go viral by catching the runner. The movie becomes an indictment of a society that cheers violence as long as it's packaged with good editing. While escaping the hunters, Ben stumbles into a secret bunker run by dissidents, the Resistance. They show him horrifying footage. Past runners weren't just killed. Some survived. Freevee faked their deaths using AI-generated footage. They deepfake screams, deepfake explosions, deepfake people being torn apart. Why? Because a shocking twist is revealed. The Running Man isn't real. It's a controlled narrative. The hunters are actors, and the violence is manufactured. If Freevee can fabricate an entire death, why even bother with real runners? Because the public believes more deeply in something that feels authentic, even if the authenticity is scripted. This is where the movie's satire hits hardest. A world where people demand real suffering for entertainment, but can't tell when it's fake. The Resistance agrees to help Ben expose the truth. Their leader, in the movie's most WTF twist, is Michael Cera, playing a geeky, revolutionary Che Guevara wannabe, armed with philosophy quotes and Monster Energy drinks. He's both hilarious and terrifying, a reminder that real revolutionaries aren't polished heroes. They're weird, angry, unpredictable. They team up with Ben to infiltrate Freevee headquarters. What follows is pure Edgar Wright energy. Vertical chase sequences through data towers, rotating hallways, hologram illusions, chaotic gunfights, drone swarms, comedic deaths of hunters. Ben improvising with pipes, cables, random appliances. This is the best section of the movie, visually inventive, relentless, and clever. Ben confronts Killian in the broadcast control room. He hijacks the national feed, he shows the deepfakes, he exposes the fraud, he forces the truth into millions of homes. And then, in less than 2 minutes, America wakes up. People riot, protests spread, the Running Man is canceled, Killian is arrested, Ben is hailed as a hero, his family receives care, society heals. It's tidy. Too tidy. After 2 hours of showing a society addicted to violence, numb to propaganda, and indifferent to suffering, suddenly everyone becomes enlightened? The movie's critique softens when it should sharpen. The ending feels like a Band-Aid slapped on a bullet wound. The Running Man 2025 is... The movie pretends to be rebellious, but ultimately plays by Hollywood's safest rules. Still, as a visual spectacle, as a commentary on entertainment culture, as a wacky dystopian ride, it's a blast. Just maybe not the revolution it thinks it is.